All right, hello. Good evening, everybody. We're back. It's Saturday night. We are working on some more water slides, giving away an MG Jegan, and hopefully having a good time all around. What's everybody up to tonight? Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to jump into the chat here in a second, say hello to everybody. Before I do, a couple quick reminders. Number one, please hit that like button. And you might as well hit subscribe too if you enjoy these streams. You'll get a chance to see them in the future. And maybe that's all I have this week. I don't know. We'll be giving away the Jegan, so the drawing will be coming up at some point. And it might be worth heading over to mechawarehouse.com if you haven't recently. We've had some really good restocks the past few weeks. Yesterday's restock was really good. Week before was really good. We still got some stuff left over from both. Might be worth browsing while you're hanging out tonight. But anyway, what's everybody up to? What's everybody building tonight? And I'm going to jump into the chat and say hello. So what's up, Dylan Dull, Lewis Wong, Weeks K, Pockets, Benedetto, HH15, Lamech, Paul Kardash, what's up? Kyle Dixon, Troy Unrain, Logan Fury, LJ Kang, Cynical Days, Brainstorm. If you ran heck, I'm on time. Holy smokes, I'm glad. Welcome, glad you can make it. Dan Bowman, what's up? My channel G115, Lord Tiger, Patrick M, RDD End, Stealthy Bedlam. Need like an app that highlights them as I read them. Kyle, what's up? Kyle Walter, same kid from last week. This is still working on water slides from the Wing Gundam from last week, Master Grade. What's up, Joshua S, Heathcliff, Erfig. Tried messed up my entry for an EG competition, so I decided to work on the 30 missions instead. You can almost always undo things you mess up, though. But maybe a reset for the moment's worth it, though. Y'all's restocks have been nuts. Have been crazy. Last week was the second biggest day ever, and then this week broke that record to become the second biggest day ever. So third and second. And yesterday's was really close to first, which has a huge lead over second day ever. So we've been doing well the last few weeks, thankfully. So Rod Sadler, all got a box full of goodies this week. Nice. But I do still have the PG. Which one? The giveaway from last week? If so, I do have it still. It hasn't been claimed. We're sitting on it for a moment because there's one of the other PGs we shipped, there might be a claim, might go through, and so if no one's claimed it, if the winner hasn't claimed it by then, we might end up using it if the UPS claim goes through. Basel formula and hopefully working on my silver bolt suppressor, nice. Nick just cracked open my things intense RG high noon, nice. Working the HG unicorn perfectibility. It's true, the recent restock was rad. That's been crazy. So Gerald, Colin Thompson, what's up? Finish up my HG on test type, nice Dylan. Eating eggs and rice, gonna do my daily missions and gun battle operations too, and probably start an RG high noon. It's been HG Zegok experimental while my son works on his SD kit, nice. So Anthony, Richard York, last to level. And Bowman finishing a Jabber and finishing a Death Scythe, nice. Vegas Cat, what's up? Steve Hummel, hey, all putting water slides up. HG, Zachary Cannon, nice. Jason, Bobby Burley, Douglas Alexander, Trey, yeah, I didn't want to quit, but while fitting everything, pieces broke, paint messed up, and was due tomorrow, so just chill building for now. Makes sense. If you can't make the deadline, then you might as well take a step back and figure out how to fix it later. The Renac, was I the winner? I don't think so. I don't, no, you were not. Joshua Gutierrez, Bishop MG Exia, not as much of a pain. Yes, that's what it says. The Tiger just got my order yesterday, very fast and efficiently packed. Nice. Glad you had a good experience. Thoughts on Mecha Parts Guy closing up shop. So I saw that news earlier today. I was a little bit shocked, but not surprised, if that makes sense. And I should get on these decals while we're chatting here. So I was shocked because, I mean, I think he's been providing a really good service and really useful service So I was kind of surprised to see it happen, or shocked to see it happen, but I'm not totally surprised because my personal reading between the lines and my understanding of the logistics it would take to run that business, it's insane. I don't know how you do it profitably without losing your mind. It's just a huge amount of work. I think he said right in his video about it, something about 75,000 SKUs. That's like, I don't know, like maybe 20 times or more as many SKUs as we have. And it's just insane trying to keep track of that, trying to figure out how to restock that stuff. Kits don't come around very often, so if you want to have those things in stock, you gotta like really stock up. And I'd imagine a lot of those items, you sell a couple parts out of a kit and then the rest of the kit sits for a while. It's just an insane kind of business to run. Like there's definitely a niche there, but I don't know that it can be done in a sustainable way. Because that's at least whenever I've thought about it, and if I would want to try to offer parts as a service, I keep talking myself out of it because it seems like it would be a lot of work. You have to really get your logistics down. Working anything at the moment. Touched up some older kits when I didn't have a hobby knife or razor file to deal with nubs as much. Waiting to play Clan Mash and GBO2 at midnight. You building a toaster chan. It's the MG Wing Gundam. Working on water slides. 5/6. Going to how to fix it up. Parts to fix it up now. Yeah, I think he's running a sale or sales the next few weeks, dumping what he's got for inventory. So I usually don't plug other people's businesses, but especially considering the circumstance, I think helping them out if there's parts you need wouldn't be a bad time to do that. Trying to get the other half of the blade for the HG Gremory from MGP and was never restocked. It really depends on what kits are in stock too, right? It's just really hard. I imagine he doesn't go into detail, but the availability of kits makes it hard to have parts for everything. And then knowing which ones to get, and like it's like 10 times harder than just selling kits. If you're running a business like that, it'd be better if you open a site like Bricklink where individuals could sell their spare parts. Now that would be a really good idea. It would require some capital though to build the infrastructure required. Okay, so these should go that way, fine. But that would be a much simpler business model to just build the site and take a small, 5 or 10% cut or something on the transactions. But it would require like tech startup kind of DNA and acumen to do, which is a little bit different skill set. I mean, maybe he has the chops, or somebody will do that at some point. If I had capital that I didn't need for other stuff, I would consider doing something like that. 5 and the other side is 6. Oh man, well now I gotta buy a new Fusion full city rebake instead of waiting for parts supplied. You could, something like Mecha Parts Warehouse, right? Like the Mecha Parts Exchange or something. Like I think that kind of service would make sense, but it would probably cost a good amount just to build out that technology stack. And I don't know how many people would be selling parts on there. Like maybe it would make sense, and there's also a chance that it wouldn't make sense at all because not enough people have spare parts. But maybe it would convince people to part out their spare kit bash kit parts and stuff like that. I don't know. Do have a question, but debating on getting smaller sandpaper sponges. I currently have the Infinity sanding sponges. Would be worth it to invest in the disc base set. So I use the sheets I get are like those big disc base or big Infinity sponges, and you can cut them into smaller pieces yourself. And I think that might be a good option. I've never used either the disc base or the Infinity, so I couldn't tell you if one's better quality or better value for the money or anything like that. But if you already have the Infinity, I would recommend cutting out little squares or rectangles or whatever shape floats your boat on that before you go buy more stuff. But I mean, it wouldn't hurt either way, I guess. Using plain water or setter. So I put setter on here. I'm using water in this mayonnaise lid here for like not softening, but prepping the decal before it goes on. Order one of your Sosby's today. But first for Kyle, wish me luck. Nice, good luck. Happy to have those back in stock again. Those have been super consistent in the past. It was nice to get another stash of those in. It's hard finding spare parts, it is. I'd love to buy spare parts for kit bashing for sure. Sometimes you just need one thing and not a whole kit. The ground is something here, probably. Need somebody who's a software developer with spare time that wants to go 50-50 on something like that. Going to see a new sticker come out from your end anytime soon. Nothing fully custom sticker wise. There's another color after the purple ones run out that's on order. 12 and 11. So you'll see a new color pop up on the radar in, I don't know, maybe a month when the purple stickers run out, whenever that is. I should get asked this a lot, but an idea when you're getting RG God Gundam. So I think they were scheduled for this month. They're popping up overseas, so potentially in about a month we'll see them. It's hard to say more accurately than that though, because I don't really have a excuse me, I don't know what that was. I don't really have a firm idea when anything's coming until it actually ships from our distributors, usually. You don't think it was new RG God? Apparently shorter than the HG kit. Oh, that's interesting to hear. Thanks for the sub, 420 Dustin Bowls. Gallon Ziploc bag of spare parts again on eBay, but all it's got is like 2 watchers and 20 views. The thing is, you need a way to be able to easily search and sort that stuff. So if like someone were going to build that app, it would need to have a good like database of all the runners and which parts for which kits, etc. So that way you could go in and, you know, put up that you're looking for whatever part, and it'd just be like you put your bid for what you're willing to pay for it, and people can list things on what they're willing to take for it, and it helps match people up or whatever, kind of like Bricklink. Any word on what the new MG from Bandai would be? I don't think we have. I think it's going to pop up in your store in the near future. We're hoping to do resin at some point, some resin stuff. Some resin is, I'd say, unlikely because of copyright issues and stuff. Like a full resin kit that's an unlicensed version of something that Bandai makes is unlikely because of the copyright issues. Some of the dress-up kits and parts kits and stuff I could see us doing, but not right away. Thanks for the sub, Jordan Kelmuri and S Silver 2345. Been working on a few new vendors for some stuff lately. So there'll be hopefully some new stuff coming in at some point. Nothing resin yet, though. We're still with Slam trying to catch up on orders for things that we normally carry, but you know, maybe went out of stock right before during the move. Chance to MGD. I haven't seen any order for them, so right now, no. These 5-star stories kits look amazing. I ordered one. I'll let you know how it goes. They're very unique mecha with a pharaoh Egyptian theme. Yes, that's one of the suppliers we're working on. We got an account set up like late yesterday. I think they sent me over the credentials, so we'll be working on trying to get that stuff in the next few weeks, hopefully. Full mechanics restocks coming in. Feels hard to find IBO kits. There are some full mechanics. I'm not sure which ones. MG EX. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Doesn't sound familiar as one I've seen recently, but I could look it up. But I try not to spend the whole stream looking things up like that. Finish the Thunderbolt vertical. You guys with every single water slide. Nice. Will we get more non-Gundam mecha kits in the future? I know there was a Gunbuster was announced this year by SMP. More Good Smile Suffer. Continue to order Good Smile. Thanks for the follow, Gentleman Junkie. It's interesting. Not the Twitch icon? I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I want the... Okay, 6 on the left and 5 on the right. This band, I still manufacture Pacific Rim kits. Really wanted Gypsy Danger, but price on eBay are big. Do you sell well in the past? We've had some in the past. I definitely remember having some in the Attic days and earlier. I don't remember when the last time was. We might have had 1 or 2 Pacific Rim kits in the last warehouse, but not a ton of them, and I don't think they sell super well. I imagine they'll come around at some point, but I have no idea when. What's up, Benny? Okay. Okay, 6 on the left, 5 on the right. So Thydakar Prime, Jody Garrett. What's up? Cake and Walnuts, Matthew Russ. Announced RG Barbatos. Dang, let's hope next will be an RG Heavy Armored Death. I think that's an April Fool's joke. Power Rangers Megazord and Order Research looks amazing. Yeah, it's a figure though, so it's going to be really pricey. I wish I almost jumped out of my chair when I saw the order form for that, because the title said something about the Dino Megazord and did not say anything about it not being a kit. And if it had been a kit, I would have gone nuts. I missed the PG Wing Zero custom restock. They went super fast. Kamen Rider Ultraman kit, something you build, or they like figurize? Yeah, they're figurized kits. I'm not into Kamen Rider or Ultraman, and I have so much stuff that I like want to build badly that I likely will never build one unless something really jumps out at me. But you know, who knows? Or decals difficult, you make it seem easy. I'm fairly new to building and they are a bit intimidating. They're not that hard. I've been doing them for a little while now. You know, a few years maybe. Once you get your process down, they're pretty straightforward. And I don't think they're, you know, as bad as people think they're gonna be. I would think I was intimidated by water slides pretty early on, and they're not that bad. One of the first to start the PGA, I gave it a bit since I heard they go super fast. A few hours in, they seemed like they were quite a bit of stock. The dating site's trying to get our money tonight, Nick. I don't know, hopefully none. Power Ranger kits here in the States, but once Power Rangers was bought out by Hasbro, Bluefin couldn't import the kits in anymore. It's bad that makes the kits under Super Sentai, and Hasbro controls the Power Rangers licensing for the US. It stinks. Is Live 10 still going? No, Live 10 has been gone for a long time now, a couple months. We dropped all the discount codes rather than increase our prices dramatically or whatever. We trying to just put our best foot forward, other than sales and stuff, of course. I think they announced some actual like Power Ranger figure kits from Flame Toys though, relatively recently. 10 on the left, 9 on the right. So that'll be interesting. I'm much less interested in that than a Megazord though. Joined us. Giveaway already started, ended. We haven't done a draw yet. We will be pretty soon though. I was doing water slides since I was a kid also. Now dry transfers are absolutely horrible. Yeah, I think there's a lot more. I've never done a dry transfer. The water slides I think give you a little bit of working time to kind of correct your mistakes. Whereas dry transfers you really have to measure twice, cut once. Question is, P-Bandai ever re-release P-Band exclusive PG kits? Any P-Bandai kit gets re-released at some point. Birthday code in my inbox today. I'm tempted to use it, but with the baby on the way, I'm trying to hold on to every dollar I can. It's college fund stuff. Baby needs a Gundam. So I missed out on 30 missions Upkeep Quartet form. I've been wanting that for months now. I think that's on another order form. I think we even got confirmed recently with them, if I remember correctly, but I'm not 100% sure. So for the new Gundam show, yeah, a bit. Maybe needs a Gundam would be perfect on a onesie. Let me do some Mecha Warehouse onesies, I guess. Sponsoring YouTubers, e.g. Gundam University. We do sponsor Gundam University, actually. Or Gunpla University. It's like, there's a few others. We haven't added any new sponsorships in quite a long time, and don't really plan on it. We've got some other stuff in mind that I can't talk about yet, but all will become clear when I can, I think. Choose for any 3 MGs to get RG kits, which would they be? I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I guess if I had to choose things to get RG kits, I'd love to see like the heavy arms, let's see, Sandrock, and Death Scythe, I guess. Being that I'm big into Gundam Wing and all that stuff for nostalgia purposes. Anyone guess the Gundam onesie? Please post a look on the mother's face. So that's gonna backfire. You're gonna get a picture of, you know, someone in here's mom when, you know, 30-year-old dude walks in wearing a onesie. It's going to debut as a Gunpla building VTuber to front the store. Devil Gundam needs an RG and MG. Nick didn't say a Dom RG. I is sad now. I'll have to find the next sponsorship. Just a random thought. Yeah. So the thing is that the sponsorship, the whole idea of a sponsorship is that it's essentially a give and take on trading on their attention for your attention, right? You sponsor someone, so they mention your store and they give you, you know, views and whatever. So how well someone builds might matter because it helps their audience. But the thing is that most people's audiences aren't large enough or different enough from our core audience to make a big difference and pay off, if that makes sense. I honestly don't think any store should be offering sponsorships anymore, really, because really it's Bandai that should be trying to get people's attention on the products. A store giving you a product to show off and mention the name of your store, we're really just paying and giving product to somebody to promote Bandai, and it doesn't make sense for the most part. Where it really doesn't make sense is, you know, we get the messages from people all the time, you know, the 300 followers on Instagram and whatever, and I'd love to sponsor anybody and everybody that asks, but, you know, Instagram, even a much larger audience on Instagram, like Instagram's like starting to fall apart right now, really. If you look deep at the metrics and numbers and stuff, people are moving to TikTok. Instagram's trying to change their algorithms and their stuff to be more like TikTok, which is driving up people that wanted what Instagram was away, and it's just kind of breaking all that stuff. And so, like, it just doesn't make sense. Now, if you've got a really large audience and a really large audience on a platform like YouTube, it could make sense. But there's not many people in the space that have a large enough audience to really be worth it, in my opinion. A little work towards a sponsor thing, but mostly keep your nose to the grindstone and grow the business organically. Right, I mean, I don't think, if I'm looking at the numbers I have from those we have sponsored, we didn't get where we're at because of them. I mean, they were very helpful early on, and I'm very thankful for the relationships I have with the people we've sponsored, but they're not the reason we're big. Our otherwise marketing strategy and putting our money into creating content and promoting it is what's been important for our growth, and I'll kind of leave it at that. But I think there's a better model, and that's what we're working on right now. And so that's, I think, as much as I can share without giving away the whole plot. You made a great point. You may sponsor a builder and one of their viewers likes the kit, then they go buy it. Go to someone inferior store to buy from. Yeah, basically. I mean, I don't know how much someone's content really drives somebody to go to one store or the other. If you don't know anybody, any stores, you might go take a look, but I don't think that really makes sense. So we'll fix the model in the next, 3 to 6 months, hopefully, and you guys will all know exactly what I'm talking about and understand what I mean. I hope, if all goes according to plan. I just need to finish making that plan, I think, and get the execution working. Creative marketing is one of the reasons I love shopping with you. I love seeing you talk about robots on my Facebook. Plus, the stickers and packing cards are laced with hallucinogens to make us order yet again, isn't it? Driving through your state with my family this week coming. Is it okay to stop by and say hi? Trying to have the wife accept the Gundam Tower at Kits. I could use some of your wingman support. Yeah, we're there at 10 to 4. If you know what day and can shoot me a note beforehand, even better. Or roughly what time. I'd be more than happy to show you around and stuff. We don't let people just walk through and browse the warehouse on their own anymore because of the bigger warehouse and all the logistics stuff, but we're more than happy to show you around and all that stuff. Like your Discord drives more awareness, loyalty to Mecha Warehouse than sponsorships. I think a lot of the people we had sponsored became somewhat inactive, either by choice or not by their choice. So there's that too. Because my initial go-to is your price and shipping is typically better than the competition. That's what we're going for. Okay, so I need to cut 2 more. I need 8 on the left, 7 on the right. Does this look right? Yes. Found you because of a random YouTube video where some guy gave out the discount codes for 10 sites. When I found out you were one state over, decided to go local. Nice. So most sponsored builders don't drive me to the respective site. I want to mention competitors, but kind of there's good people. Let's see. What's up, Anthony? Tell me about it. It's hard to grow in the Gunpla scene. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There are a ton of people creating in the space, which is awesome. But there's not a lot of like super celebrity tier people in the space. I'm just taking Kate's into cookies, right? She's been making a whole bunch of cookies. She follows a bunch of people on Instagram. Like the average like kind of sort of big name in the cookie Instagram space is like 50,000 followers or whatever, which is massive compared to almost anybody in the Gundam space. So it's a whole different world. The economics make more sense in those larger audiences. While everybody's talking about how they found us and stuff, let's do our first giveaway. We're giving away a master grade Jegan tonight, so we're gonna do. There's a lot of people here. Let's do this. So for the giveaway, we're going to put a number in the chat from 1 to 1250. 1 to 1250, and with that number, you need to answer the question: how did you find Mecha Warehouse, whether the channel or the store or whatever? Remember, 1 number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to U.S. addresses. You need to be present to win, so if you don't speak up when we call your number, you might lose out. And I think that's it. Nick, when will code GS Lancelot arrive? I'm not sure off the top of my head. I think they're an ad Shopify. I need to look back, let the community and how open your things going on, both the supply issues and just goofing off with the staff. Could use other sites by Chase Mecha Warehouse overall if the personal touch you put it to it. Nick, thanks. Jay Punisher. Tang literally bought a Jegan today. Well, you can always have two, right? I had to, and I don't know that I've been successful, but I had to tell myself the whole way back from the warehouse as I grabbed the giveaway one off the shelf. I was like, don't look at the box, Nick. Don't look at the box, Nick. Don't look at the box, Nick. I think I might end up adding one to my backlog. I haven't done it yet. So if you guys can buy out the stock before I get a chance to, that would be extremely helpful for me. Because my willpower is not that strong when it comes to things like that. The Move Good Week review yesterday. Thanks. My master, I can't wait for. I also need to grab the MG Jegan and the outfit pre-order. Nice. I just brought my master home. I pulled one aside a few weeks ago when they came in, since we finally had enough that I didn't feel like I was taking stock away from all of you, and finally grabbed that bag today when I was heading home. Kate and I and the kids spent the day at the warehouse painting the studio. Went to the PG's last on Friday. Sorry if this was asked already. I don't think it was asked. It was only the last maybe a couple hours, 2-3 hours maybe. More of those staff response videos. I'm gonna try to mix that in from time to time. So whenever you make orders, do you ever just grab a few things for yourself too? I grab stuff when it comes in, so I don't buy stuff based on whether or not I need it usually. Although it does influence, like, oh, maybe we need to look into this particular brand if I know I need it. But usually if something comes in, especially if one gets damaged, because I don't really care that much about the box, and it's something I wanted and we got good numbers of it, then I'll usually kind of snag one. Oh, the RG God Gundam arrived. There had been pictures of it on the internet. People reviewed it. I think those pictures are kits that have showed up in Japan and the like, or people bought from directly from Japanese stores. So ours will show up probably earliest, maybe about a month from now. Maybe a little bit longer depending on the port situation. I'm gonna call time here pretty soon. We'll be stocking the HD Shenlong Gundam. Yep, we're still waiting on confirmations on how many we're getting, I believe. This was the one I think looks decent without decals. Pretty mixed reviews on Jury decals. Something about look amazing but also fragile. No first-hand experience though. I've heard that some of them are cut weird and don't fit on kits before, but I think it depends on the sheet. I've heard lots of good things too though. I haven't used any myself. Tell if the decals water transfer for the one you just rub it. It depends on the sheet. I think the water decals typically have a blue background though. Numbers, why the numbers I get distracted for the giveaway. You put a number from 1 to 1250 and an answer to the question, how did you find Mecha Warehouse? You need both answers, or both in the same post, etc. The reason Mecha Warehouse is good is because you make an emphasis on the community aspect. We try. I think that the community is big in this hobby. Okay. Get ready here to draw, and then I will call time. Okay, time. Okay, so time is called drawing a number 294. I didn't come up with any 294s when I just searched. If you guys want to confirm, just in case. I don't know, I'm having some sort of technical glitch here. And if not, then we will draw again in a little bit. So Victor. Yeah, I missed you calling time by a split second. Bummer. Well, the good news is it looks like your number wasn't the number anyway, so even if you had gotten in, it wouldn't have changed anything. Would have been a real bummer if your number got called, but you went in right after. Okay, 8 and 7 again. What was it, number 294, I think? Yes, 294. Giveaway prize is an MG Jesta. It's an MG Jegan. Which is like a Jesta. Hopefully I didn't say Jesta by mistake earlier, but it's a Jegan. Shouldn't the person closest to the number be a win by technicality? Nope, we have never done it that way. We've always done it by got to be dead on, because then we just keep drawing throughout the night. Makes things interesting. You don't know if you're going to win on the first draw or the fourth draw. Usually by the end we'll make sure there's a winner, unless luck is being really stubborn. No winner. As far as I can tell, Cake and Walnuts, there was no winner this time. Same number every time. The chances are that that you will call that number. It's bound to happen eventually. Fitting moment of all scale work. So far the head fins on Rayquaza suck. Even the under neck fins are easier. So I still got a chance. You still got a chance. How many MG Zaku TriStars coming in? I also need to grab an HG Shenlong. Decide to complete my Wing series. Then is there an HG Tallgeese? It's not an EW version. I don't think there's a recent HG Tallgeese. There was one way back when, but I don't think it's part of the current design run or whatever you want to call it. As far as TriStars, I don't think we do. I think we might have ordered some. We're doing a prize at SCGMC once. We've done a couple times. I think the past 2 or 3 years. I think we've done it twice now. Most likely we'll do it again this year. I'm hoping to go out to SCGMC this year. Be nice to make the trip out. And HG Shenlong, we definitely have on order. We'll hopefully get our confirmation soon. TV Color, RG Tallgeese. Well, Tex Marquis mentioning it in the Spotlight episodes of AO Mecha. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we try to support that. There's a big Gunpla specific contest show, whatever. I'm really looking forward to going out. It's Beast. I think you are way behind on your stream there. Okay, I think this is all the waste unit decals. You're carried ammo by MIG paints. Interested in trying out the oil brushes. We don't have any MIG products right now, and never have. At some point, maybe. Rebuilding again. I'm working on decals for the MG Wing Gundam. Let's move up to the chest unit. Using Delphi decals in that wing. Yes. Yes, I am. I'm going off these screenshots is a pain. Okay, here we go. I'm more excited. I paid for it. Weird Tales. I can't wait to get it. Nice. So we plan to stock HE Amplified, Ryujin Mara. Didn't we get those in already? Or I think they're on order if we haven't gotten them already. There's a lot of things we haven't gotten confirmations on because they are way behind this time around. Okay, so 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Mecha Warehouse get mini painting stuff like Warhammer. I want to carry Warhammer stuff at some point. There's definitely some like terms hurdles we got to get over, like for Warhammer models, especially if we want that stuff. I think you technically need a storefront and stuff like that, and I'm not sure if they'd approve us, but I'd like to at some point. Did anyone win the giveaway? Not yet. Favorite UC suit from both sides during the 1-year war. 1-year war era. Maybe the Gundam ground type from the Federation, and maybe a Dom on the Xeon side. That's how expensive Warhammer was. It's very expensive. Tips do you have on placing water slides? I struggle with them at the exact location I want. It's a great question, because that's, maybe I should do a tips on that one of these days, because that's definitely, there's a few different tricks I use. I just look at the decal and try to find reference points in the drawing that I can find on the model itself, which can be pretty hard. So I'm about to put one over here. From the drawing I can see, looking dead on, the little loop should be a little bit to the right of this little line feature that you probably can't see on the camera very well, and it's down at an angle. So I'm going to try to line that loop with the top of the red kind of a little bit to the right of that, and then the text right at the line over here. You're deciding on doing this wing verka. This isn't actually the wing verka, it's the non-verka, which they're basically like the same kit from what I understand. They're pretty darn close. I just wanted to do all the wing master grades, and so this is just one that I did. Definitely not one of my favorite kits. Its age kind of shows. This kit currently painted or just straight build plus slides? Just build plus slides. It's been gloss coated. And panel line, but that's it. I got a secret. My secret is actually on backlog. Nice. How about execute kits as a giveaway? Revised Bulkarm Alpha. I think we've given away some Kodo stuff in the past. It definitely doesn't draw as much as a smaller audience of people that are interested in Hexecute kits, but one of these days I might, especially if I build one. I can see giving something away while I'm working on one on the stream. The MG except Shenlong, I still need to get that one. We got some coming skids, so I think there were some on the July confirmation. We got really good numbers on them too, so if you need one, we will have one. Or two, or several hundred or whatever. Play stock HG Mazinger Zero Infinitism. Next time they come around, sure. I'm looking to watch Zeta Gun, but I love the OG series and I want to continue, but Zeta doesn't seem like it doesn't exist. I bought the DVD way back. I don't know if it's on YouTube or whatever. Okay, so we got those two on there. And then going to the shoulder, not the shoulder. Oh, I guess the shoulders, like upper chest. 5 on the left, 6 on the right. Excuse me if I'm late to the party. Is the MG Psychozaku Thunderbolt 2 kit on the store the next 60 days, or was it a typo? It was only for the water decals. It was the water decals for the Indian Coming. We do have some of the Psychozaku Verka on order. I haven't received confirmations yet, and so they probably won't arrive in the next 60 days based on delays, but who knows. You decide which kit to give away in the stream. Mostly just random pick, usually something that we get in, something that's in that I think would be interesting primarily. Okay, what was it again? 5 on the left, 6 on the right, I think. No, 5 and 6. Like they need to renew the OG MG wing kit. I feel like the proportions were weird and lanky. A lot of those kits were pretty lanky. A small soundboard. I need a stream deck, I think, really. And or a producer. Once I'll say it's like get one, but I'll go broke when I see a Psychozoc for Godstock. Waterslide decals worth it? I think so. I like what they do to make a kit look more detailed, and I think they add a lot to a kit. But I think it's personal preference. I like the extra detail and kind of realistic look. Some people want it to look more like the anime, and there's not a whole lot of mobile suits with all those markings on them in the anime. Mostly for art reasons, I think. My first MG Grandpa, nice tango. Of course, thank you. Slide back to normal. It's getting better. I don't know that it's back to normal. I really, honestly, don't know that I really know what normal is, because we didn't really do any sort of real business until after the pandemic started, in the grand scheme of things. Like our business blew up after the COVID lockdowns. That's when we kind of really hit our stride. But I do remember pandemic that we used to be able to order stuff off the shelf from our wholesalers. We didn't have to pre-order everything that we got in, and so I think that is quote unquote normal, but I'm not sure. What's your experience building a Verka? I haven't built any Verka so far. Okay, 43. Those suckers are tiny. Okay, so we should do our second draw of the night here. Wow, we got a solid number of people here tonight. That's awesome. Welcome anybody who might be new, by the way. Okay, so here's the question we'll throw out this time. We're gonna do a number from 1 to 800. And the question this time is, what's the most recent kit that you found that you didn't know you needed until you saw it? So for me, recently the Jegan, I didn't really know I needed it. I'm pretty sure I kind of want one after handling it a bunch. What's the kit that you didn't know you needed until after you saw it? Maybe you saw it in a store, you saw it online somewhere. What's the most recent one of those for you? Number from 1 to 800, both need to be in the same post. Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to US addresses, and you have to be present to win. So if we do call your number, and you don't claim it by the next draw time, your kit may be given away. Some good ones in there. I always find that fun when you happens to me all the time, because I'll be in the warehouse, something will come in, maybe we're checking them over, checking in the stock, and after handling it, you know, 50 times or whatever, depending on how many came in, and looking at all the sides of the box over and over again, a lot of things will kind of catch your eye. It's definitely the biggest downside of working in a gunpla shop. Yakushiki 2.0. Yakushiki's a good kit, the master grade. Too much temptation. Yeah, definitely ignore the chat if you aren't looking for things to buy. What was the question? It's what's the most recent kit that you didn't know you needed, like the thing that you saw and suddenly hit your want list, but maybe wasn't on your want list before. Heck, when you're a dealer and an addict, exactly. My understanding, if you want to do well, you know, dealing drugs, for example, is not to sample too much of the product. Could be dangerous, and I think this is pretty similar, although maybe a little bit better than picking up like a heroin addiction or something. There we go, hide in your own supply. Right. So leave your small time. If you're wholesaling, you're good. Sample away. Gloss coat your kits before decals? I do. I think it helps with the decals moving or getting them to slide well. Helps protect the kits. It's just been kind of how I've always done it. Side here. 14 and 15. So my buddy who's a straight edge, but sold weed for extra money. You have great margins because he never used his own stash. That's funny. Got you into Gundam and Gunpla. So Gundam I got into in middle school, I think. Toonami era, Gundam Wing on Toonami. It was just kind of cool. And then I forgot about it all. Went to Japan in 2016 for a world tournament karate. And in Japan, while we were there, we stumbled into a couple toy stores and a model museum near the two different hotels we were staying at during the trip. And totally reminded me of the whole Gundam thing, and ended up, you know, getting back into it and started buying models. Okay, I'm gonna call time here in a sec, and then I'll move on to the next decals. such as this one is hit or miss. Might do well, we might actually end up giving up. That's most businesses. I mean, isn't there some statistic that so many businesses fail in the first X number of years or whatever? It's just, it's not easy running a business. Okay. Call time. I'm gonna draw our number here, 594. That's kind of funny. 594. Let's see if we have any 594s. I do not see any. I'll let you guys confirm. But if we don't have any, we will draw again in a little bit. Super late. What did I miss? Nothing super crazy. I'm able to join the stream. What's up, Aspen? Decals my wings at 0 car as I watch you do win. Nice. Okay, so I gotta find these decal numbers again. Okay, so 15 and 14. Here's why you start in the attic, and that super house again, boxes up there. So we started actually in the hall outside my office here. So I basically technically started the business right here in the office where I'm shooting this and where I'm doing the stream from. And my inventory was in the hallway just outside the door here. If you go look on like some really old posts on our Instagram and stuff, and maybe even some newer ones that are like throwbacks, you probably can find some of those attic pictures or hallway pictures. We moved up to the attic because I needed more space and I didn't want to pay rent because I didn't know if the business was going to grow enough to justify it. I didn't want to take that risk until I was sure. And so we had the attic. Finishing the attic wasn't that expensive, and worst case, if the business failed, then we had a nice finished attic, or at least insulated attic out of the deal. And so we did that. I never expected it to outgrow that space so fast. I'm doing the streams after you're done decaling. I'm not sure yet. I've got a few builds I want to do. I think I got a high grade I want to start on. I've got a couple master grades I could do. Really going to depend on how I'm feeling and what I'm in the mood for, I guess, when I get through this in another week or two. What we do with extra decals on that sheet. I usually save them and then use them for custom decaling on other builds. You gotta run. Have a great weekend, everyone, and good luck. See you later. Thydakar Prime. $1 million question is why doing Gunpla instead of something else. So it basically was just I wanted to do something simple, like run a retail thing or whatever, rather than the consulting that I was doing before this. And I wanted to be around something I was interested in, and I had just relatively recently gotten into the hobby, was enjoying it, and figured if I was going to spend all my time researching these products and doing product listings and being in and around this stuff, I might as well do it around something I'm interested in, rather than try to sell something I could care less about. You know, we use the gun perma glaze product or see an instructional product review. I've seen the, I think it might even be on the website for the glazer, is the, it's like almost like a little photo essay walkthrough on how to use it, I think. That's all I've seen. I haven't used it yet. I think we snagged a bottle to try, but haven't had a chance yet. The hobby of jobby. Basically, hide your own supply. Well, I mean, if I do, it's not enough to put me out of business yet, so it's my marketing budget. Okay, so the other side, now I need 16 and 13. Does anyone know where to find STL? I think they're called for guns or other models. They're still not a huge level in the States. Compared to Asian nations. Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a relatively low ceiling in a lot of ways. I'm sure there's other industries that would give me more headroom, if you will, for expanding, but if I max out what's possible as a gunpla shop, then I will just have to find something else to start another business in. Makes you different from other businesses? I don't know. I think most of the people here probably could answer that for me. I'm almost tempted to have them do it for me rather than toot my own horn here. But I think the biggest thing, at least in terms of gunpla businesses, is I think I care more about our customers than I care about my own bottom line to some extent. Like, obviously I need to make money and whatever be profitable to be able to keep it running, but I want to make sure people have the best experience possible. And I don't think that's a universal trait of all businesses, especially not of all businesses in the space. Put this one on before I start trying to read all these, because this decal's gonna melt if I don't put it on first. So the thing I love the most about Mecha Warehouse is that besides selection, they sell kits at MSRP. I think all of our kits, very few of them are actually at MSRP. A lot of them are below, but stream right here is part of what makes Mecha Warehouse different. You got a Vercock, under 100 is wild. Your customer service connecting to your customers makes you awesome. How good customer service is the best thing in the scheme of things? I definitely think so. The social media, quality service, kerosene higher too, personal touch. Looks different from other businesses. Customer service second to none. Price is some of the best. I believe they include tax. We don't have tax. There's no sales tax here in New Hampshire, which is wonderful. See that, Nick? Thanks, Bobby. Human and business is a big deal. Enjoy how you speak to your customers. Man, message you a few times on Instagram, and you're very friendly and helpful. Prices are definitely competitive. At this point, do you see yourself as one of the top 3 and go plus sale and stat? I think there are 3 bigger than us. I don't think we're in the big 3 in terms of sales yet. Square footage, when I was looking at how big our current warehouse is, we're closing in on the square footage of what I'd consider the big 3, so we're getting there. But they've also been around longer, so catching up takes a little time. Went to my local shop and went to start off with the RG Unicorn, but they had the PG. The guy actually convinced me to get it. 7-year-old twins love to build. The SDs and Pokemons. Nice. The code explanation video locked me in Mecha Warehouse. Strong customer care vibe. What serves the best one for Gunplay I've found so far. A lot of knowledgeable people helping each other out. You can request products, participate in product research feedback on the server. Not that many creators, but some of the creators don't stay consistent. Only order from your guys. Thanks, Jody. No sales tax, my God, that should be everywhere. Yeah, it's great. Did you build your MG Heavy Arms E-Gel yet? Not the E-Gel. I plan on painting that one, and so I'm kind of waiting till I start painting master grade kits. Shipping companies ensure compensate in some way if they crush the box damaged kit when delivering to customers. It depends on the shipping carrier and how big and all that stuff, but like UPS comes by default with some level of insurance, I think, and post office, USPS Priority Mail does too. You purchase something from us and it gets crushed, definitely send us a message. We can walk you through how to get a claim in and all that kind of stuff. Versus number 1 overall, based on customer service and genuine interest in the community. 3 skids, that your big 3 is not the big 3 that I think of. I think Gundam Pros is our size, maybe just behind us. I'm not sure, or just in front of us. I don't know. We're in a similar ballpark, I think, ish. Although we might have outpaced them. It's so hard to know because there's no published stats on what everybody's doing for sales. We'll go to Facebook groups for anything regarding Plano. These folks think that God's gift to humanity, and they think they know literally everything. On the East Coast ever affect sales since all the West Coast shops get kits in just a little sooner than you guys? It might. I have never done anything different. The giveaway staying for the local community. Nice. Artist lost. Okay. Anyway, what was I working on? I'm getting all distracted here. Oh yes. So now the backpack, I think. Fear of relevant Mecha Warehouse Ichiban. Type is not as old as Mecha Warehouse. They changed names though. The business itself is older. The original business. They got some Google helicopter money that changed things for them. Anyway. Okay, backpack I have. has front and back for the backpack, so I should probably... Oh, I guess I'll just fold it out. Ooh, helicopter might order this meat. What the owner or one of the owners of that business was a relatively early Google employee and got a big payout when Google did whatever. Okay, so I need 1 and 2, I think. Can ever purchase a Zoids kit purchased at KB Toys. KB Toys. Maybe I should do it international shipping. We probably won't ever do it. There's some terms. Bandai, I think, wants everybody shipping only within their region. And international shipping is a huge pain in the ass. So until we exhaust the US market, we won't probably focus on it. That could change, but it's not a huge priority. Got a kit from Walmart back in the day when they had a whole model selection. It was the old HG wing kits that weren't very good at all. Oh, talking about market, one of the local shops is selling the Metal Gear Rex for 140. That's rough. The kit you regret buying? Personally or for the store? Correct on a water slide. I don't think you do. Personally, the only kit I built that I really wasn't happy about was the HG Zaku 2. It's like HGC 40, I think. It's one of the original, like, early ones. But the Verka I have not yet. I've got a bunch on the backlog, but I haven't built any of them. Okay. Okay, so same thing on that side, 2 and 1. Where I found it. Mecha Warehouse has ordered through my local comic shop. I pre-ordered the HG9 Gale. They still haven't gotten it in. Not in them, but I'm so much happier with Mecha Warehouse now. those were really hard to get. A lot of places, the problem is they take pre-orders for things they don't know that they're actually going to get with any certainty, which is why when we offer pre-orders, we often offer them way later than everybody else, because we wait till we get our confirmed numbers of how many we're going to get of something and only offer about 50% of our incoming stock to account for shipping issues and the like. Like, I'd love to be able to take pre-orders before we ordered stuff, because it would help us really know how many to get of something. But I just can't in good faith take orders for something we know we might not get for a long time. When you think MG Jegan might be coming in, they're showing up in the east, so they should be here hopefully in about a month. It's a drawing. We've done 2 drawings. We're about to do a third. No one's won yet. With Discord, you can pull us with generally do you have numbers and stuff, maybe. Yeah, that helps. We have to do a little bit more fudging on the numbers, because what people say they're going to buy and what they actually buy might not actually line up. It's a lot more concrete when someone puts their money where their mouth is, but it certainly is helpful and is a good, it's an okay stand-in. Gets the job done. I think I'm going to toss this Q-tip. I think it's dying. Any thoughts on a private warehouse setup? Well, I talked about it in the weekly update this week. Actually, someone asked the same kind of question. We're contemplating doing some sort of private warehouse, but if we did it, it'd be part of some sort of premium service, i.e., you pay maybe some sort of annual subscription to essentially reserve your spot on the shelf that things would get fulfilled to. That subscription fee would include your maybe 4 shipments a year or whatever it is, 2 shipments, 3 shipments, 6 I don't know what that number is. 4 might be a good number. And you might get other perks with it. Maybe there's a discount. Maybe there's some other freebies or special items that you get as part of the deal. But basically, we on like a quarterly basis would clear out your special box of whatever things you've added to your warehouse and ship them to you automatically. And I think that would kind of help balance things out, because it could become a huge logistical nightmare. So we're thinking about something like that. I have to work through all the logistics and what that pricing would need to be and how that would work. It would probably be a limited number of spots. But it would help us raise some capital in the short term to help cover some of these big shipments coming in and really help make up for the huge difference in the rent at the old place and the new place. And at the same time, give people that option to save on shipping, basically. Those people that order frequently, and give them the option to get their stuff all at once a few times a year, rather than having to pay shipping every week or whatever, if they're the kind of person that wants to buy stuff every week. Do a reward or loyalty program. People have talked about that. It's on the list to look into at some point. The problem with any of those kinds of things is we're trying to keep our prices as low as we can go in the first place. So when you start adding discounts on top of things, it's you know, do we increase our prices so we can add a loyalty program? I don't think I'd like to do that, and that's something we'd have to look into. Okay, so our next draw, let's do this. Let's do a number from 1 to 400. And my question for this one is, have you ever used or considered a parts separator? I only asked, like, we're snagged one of these at the warehouse today. They just came in, the new Bandai parts separator. I wonder if anybody's had a chance to use one of these yet. But I'm just curious if anybody has a parts separator at their desk. I've had some other ones, and I'm curious which one you use, if any. So number from 1 to 800, ever used a parts separator before? Or which part separator to use? Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to U.S. addresses, and both answers have to be in the same post, and you have to be present to win. So if we draw your number and you don't respond, we reserve the right to pass that on to somebody else. Yeah. Hopefully next time I build, I'll get a chance to use one of these. I'm working upstairs in my non-stream time, hobby time. I've been disassembling a Leo for painting to be my next painting project, so if I still have parts left to disassemble for that, I might get a chance to put this through its paces a little bit. Okay, I need another shot backpack. Here we go. 4 on the left, 3 on the right. I saw somebody mention the Lego parts separator or Lego tool. Either one using X-Acto blade. Just the range in question. Range is 1 to 400. 1 to 400. And have you ever used a parts separator? A tool kind of like this one. I need to open mine yet. I just brought it home today. Okay, 4 and 3. Got a gift the other week, and it's a coffee mug that you can build Lego blocks on. Pretty cool. Combines my loves of coffee and Lego. That's pretty cool. Question is it microwave and dishwasher safe? We need a mug with like 3mm pegs on it for Gundam accessories, so you can add like Gundam arms to your mug. So 1 to 400 first. I think you let 1 to 800 slip the second time, went back to 1 to 400. See a bunch of people going 400. So if you posted one that's over 400, please post again in range, because the number range is gonna be 1 to 400. If I misspoke, my bad. I'll give people plenty of time, but 1 to 400 is the range. 1 to 800 was the range before. I'll give you guys a little bit extra time, just in case. It's been a long day. Like I said, we were at the warehouse like most of the day. Sorry, Daniel. 1 to 400 is the range, so I'm giving everybody a chance to get on the record with the in-range number. Sometimes I think doing these streams in the evening is dangerous. Was the question, have you ever used a part separator? And if so, which one did you use? Could you give it away? The MG Jegan. All right, one more on here. 21. It's like a wing Gundam. Yes, it's the MG wing. Do you experience any burnout with Gunpla being a love and investment? I mean, a little bit. I try to keep myself from doing too much, and if I burn out, if I start burning out a little bit, I just cut back on my non-stream build time. 2 hours a week is not too bad. Just power through it. I think if I'm burnt out on anything, it's more certain aspects of running a business, maybe. Don't forget, you need an answer to the question and a number in the same post to be eligible to win. So if you post just a number and your number gets called, you are SOL. It's happened once before, and it was very unfortunate for that person. I don't want to see that happen to anybody else. So video games and bills to alleviate burnout. I mean, ultimately, it's a hobby, right? So don't spend time doing it if it's not making you happy. You can always back off a little bit. Our case used on more models is more expensive. I think it's just, well, more of the newer models tend to do it. The older ones didn't. I think it might be a added design cost, maybe. They're harder to design. I think that maybe wraps up the torso. Okay, so next is either shoulders or arms, maybe. If you're hunting for decals, any company separate the decals by a couple piece of arm, leg, torso. It doesn't seem like they seem to all just be however they fit them. Searching wouldn't be that hard in the grand scheme of things, but I'm using these decals. I think are based on the whatchamacallit, Verka rather than the wing. So I've got a wing Verka pulled up here, the manual for it. Started using part separator. It's a lifesaver. Nice. Curious how this one's going to do. It just came out, I think, so I'm definitely planning on giving it a try. Eight-year-old son has just gotten into gun models and gave me an excuse to get back into it. What's the most exciting 144 hybrid kit that'd be a fun kit for him? Your light buzz is back. It's a bummer. I'm trying to think. Has he seen any of the shows? Because ultimately, that building something he's seen on screen would probably be cool. There's so many good high-grade kits these days that almost anything would be good. Barbatos and a few Zakas and a good custom. Okay, let's call time. All right, 260. Oh, I see it, 260. Mochi Kiwi. Congratulations, Moki. You can send a email to support@mechawarehouse.com with your shipping info, and we'll send that out this week. Congratulations. I ordered two from your store. Does it feel strong? Up to the task. Let me open it real quick. See if I can break it. Oh yeah, that's pretty rigid. Like it's been in a little bit with some pressure, but there's definitely some strength there. It's got a nice beveled edge. Got this little hole thing over here. And it's also got some holes here as well that looks like they might be useful for something. I'm not sure what they're intended for. The Bandai one, yeah, it's the brand new Bandai one that just came out. We just restocked them today. Oh, here we go. So we got the part separation. It's got a push out pin. Polycap squash prevention. Oh, I see. That's why this is flat, because you could stick this into like the flat polycap. That's kind of cool. I feel like these holes are useful for something too, but I'm not sure what they're for. Some interesting surface detail. It looks like it's here just for the sake of being detail. But I'm hoping to give this a try at some point myself. Seems like it'll be a useful tool, and they're pretty inexpensive. I wonder how it compares to like some of the metal ones that are out there. But I guess time will tell. A habitual polycap musher, that would be helpful. You need a panel and the part separator? I mean, maybe. Put a nice gloss coat and decals on there. Kind of want to add some plot plate. Does it say anything next to the holes? It's got 3 numbers, 30, 35, and 45. I wonder if that's like millimeters or something. Well, 45 millimeters would be... Can't be millimeters then. I don't know what that number corresponds to. Looks like it would be useful for like pushing something onto something else, like I don't know, pushing one of the master grade Zaku power cable things onto something. You know, when you gotta slide something down a rod or a cable or something, that you could run the thing through the hole and use it as a pusher. I don't know if you would need that to put stuff on or versus take it off, but small regular screwdriver, just take my time. Had an issue, wonder if the parts ever would work better. It might. I think the biggest thing is having this edge that's wider than the part is. I wish I had something right here to take apart, but being that it's wider than whatever you're taking apart, you're probably less likely to gouge it. If we're gonna have decals for the crumpled paper kit, that'd be pretty funny. Okay, let's see. Can I do like 1 or 2 more decals on this thing, maybe? $35. Did you win the tool? No, it won a master grade Jegan. It's a bit better than the tool. Do you keep a nub collection? No, I try not to. They'll usually just live on the desk until I'm done with the whatever project is I'm working on, or the next chance I get to clean off my desk. There's probably a few floating back here that I didn't get whenever I cleaned up last time. The code for dinner now. See you later, JL. Someone saves me the nubs from her bills to add to my collection. It's kind of... kind of weird, maybe. I was saving runners for a bit, thinking I was going to use them for a project, and then eventually I decided to just get rid of them because I was like hoarding too much. gun primer gate remover kit worth it? I haven't used it myself. Maybe somebody here has and can chime in on that one. Good thing I didn't wing 0 for Ka kits anytime before Christmas. I think we just got confirmations on some for the July confirmation. So could be here any day now or in a few months. Like, you get rid of all my runners. I wish they could be recycled. I wish they could be too. I was hoping to recycle them myself and using them on some sort of cool project eventually. 26 and 27. I feel like keeping fingernails. I mean, if you're going to use them for something, like if you have a legitimate purpose for them, I think it could make sense, but I definitely don't know of one. He hasn't gotten a panel lining markers. I use them for years. Whenever I do an unpainted build, I'll use markers still. Just the deeper you get, if you start painting and stuff, they become less useful because they can scratch paint. They're not going to put a gun factory. They should definitely have a recycling program like they do in Japan. It'd be cool if they could. Whereas put them in plastic cement mixture to color match when filling seams. You can think of it as sand art, but with large granules. I mean, that could be cool. I had a closer gun store. However, can't complain. Mecha gets my place 3 days after order. It's not too bad. I don't have time to go to stores, so I don't think I would frequent a local place if I wasn't running, even if there was one available. All right. $34 and $34. Love it. Weird Tales coming. Kitsune with blue flames. Can't wait. Need to get better skills with airbrushing for what I want to do to it. Been struggling with my airbrush a little bit. I think I got it figured out this last weekend. Upping the pressure a bit on the compressor seems to be helping. I'm hoping that it all just works fine for me. Looking forward to painting this this Leo flight type I've got. Figured a nice simple build to use as a quick test. I was wondering if you figured in Vallejo, what PSI did you push it to? I think I'm up at like 2025. The Iwata manual recommends the higher setting. The paint says lower, so I had gone more with the paint setting, recommended setting, but I think the airbrush probably supersedes it for the most part. There might be some room to experiment a little bit, maybe. Do a setting sun color, but I haven't felt confident enough for my wing. I want blue to pink hue. That's cool. You spraying two different colors for the same company with the same viscosity, and they'll spray differently. Also, air temperature and humidity matters. Kind of what I figured. It seems like certain colors were giving me the issues more than others, and it also seemed like possibly earlier on with each of the colors, i.e., while the compressor had more pressure, that it was running better, and so that's why I'm playing it the way I am now with the higher air pressure, and I think it was working fine for me. But sometimes it's hard to tell just painting a few spoons with a little bit of paint. You get run issues when you fill the cup up more and stuff like that, I think. So I'm hoping that it's all good to go. But we'll find out when I paint this Leo. But painting a Leo is like a one-day paint project, or could be, so if I do run into issues, I won't have to live with them very long before I try to figure out the next thing. You have a compressor with a tank, Nick? I do. It's a Masters, I forget what model number. Oh, I saw a video the other day that someone was using a compressor that was more of a general use one rather than a hobby compressor that could go super high on the tank pressure, and it seemed like you could potentially run it for like hours without ever having to refill the tank, which is kind of cool. I might have to look into one of those eventually. It's true, Nick. Sometimes it's a good idea to get auxiliary tanks that you have consistent air pressure. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like one of those kind of compressors might be a good investment. So I'll look into it at some point. If I ever run an airbrush on stream, it seems like it would make a lot of sense, to worry about the compressor noise on stream, just the spray booth. Just gonna find a really quiet spray booth, and then I can paint on stream maybe someday. Anyway, I think we are out of time, so thank you all for stopping by and watching. Really appreciate it. As usual, if you haven't taken a chance yet, head over to mechawarehouse.com, see what we got. We've got some great restocks in, so it might be worth taking a look around if you haven't been on the site recently. Oh See, use a normal 30-gallon compressor. Yeah, big compressor. So yeah, so we'll be back at it next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be giving away something else, probably continuing on these decals. I don't know, we got with the shoulders to finish, arms, wings, rifles, shields. So we might be finishing up decals next week, or maybe the week after, we'll see. But yeah, see you next time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night and a good week, everyone. Later.